Hello again. It is always a pleasure to talk to you all. And you feed me with all these great responses here. I really appreciate it. I apologize if I can't get these out in a real timely manner, but I'm still seeing people, so I'm overwhelmed with that. And I like to have a little R&R time, kick my feet back a little bit if I can, but it's been kind of hard here in the last few years. But I want to try to catch up today, and that way we're all caught up, and then next week we can start fresh here and some new things. I apologize that we're slow to get these videos on. I think he's about 4 videos behind right now, and we're just slamming in here, and it's we're in a small little place, and so bear with us, and we'll get it up as quick as we can here. So I apologize for that. These guys just can't keep up with an old guy like me. But let me go through here and cover some of your things, because I really want to make sure that you all, and from what the feedback I'm getting from some of your questions and answers, you guys are really getting it, and I'm happy to see that. Who was that? I had, wearing the robe guy. Oh, what was your name, man? Really wearing the robe. I mean, you got to take things on, I had a lady in yesterday, and she's trying to follow 4 or 5 practitioners at the same time, and they all differ, and she just doesn't want to get up and do the high-level detox that it takes. And that's just, you're not going anywhere. And you're going to always hear that from me, because I've sat here with lots and lots of people through lots of years, and there's only one way I see that it can be done. I see a lot of people trying all kinds of things. I think most of you realize that, people just try just about everything that's out there. Matter of fact, that brings me to one here that her naturopath told her that she was highly deficient in all these nutrients, and he loaded her down and gave her some intravenous, that scares me, slingshot mega nutrients, and I always thought, I'll come over here, it is, I think it is, and one of them, I'll find it, but yeah, that was the thinking way back in the dark ages. There's a lot of things, and I think if you'll read my books, you'll find that there's 4 processes that's essential to well-being, and it's just all common sense. The first process to nutrition, obviously, is to consume it. Obviously, you have to change your diet. But with that said, even the sad American diet, there's some goodies there. So the first thing one has to do to be well is to digest his foods down. And we've been talking in our videos about eating simpler foods. That way it doesn't tax your body on breaking things down. And remember, we also talked about, if you look at the rest of the vertebrates on the planet, they're generally mono-eaters, particularly at one meal, but they don't roam too much out of their repertoire. I think a grizzly bear has 65% sage grass. He's got about 13 to 17% fruits, berries, and tubers and things, and then he's got about 7% meat, depending upon the age of the bear and that. And that was from National Geographic. I think when you get in primates, they're more focused, depending upon the trees available, the fruits, or and the greens in some cases. We've pushed these beautiful mountain gorillas so far up that the selection's getting difficult for these poor things, and it's just the way we are here. Push everybody else off. But someone asked me about moles. That's one of the questions that I have on my questionnaire. Do you have moles growing on your body? And that's part of the fungal family. You will see moles on an individual that has adrenal gland weakness, and they're having sugar metabolism problems. So, sweetheart, you're having sugar metabolism problems. That's your adrenal glands. and your body can't do starch. I mean, anything fermented is just going to feed these guys. And now that you got them on you, I would take Parasite MNG or something equivalent there for extended period of time until they start falling off, because they'll start falling off if you go on a parasitic formula. But I would also, of course, avoid the starches and really work on my adrenal glands. It's that simple. They're they'll grow all over you, like you're saying here, and that's common. Watch your blood sugar, because you're probably going to have a tendency to run low blood sugar, but as you get older it could go to type 2 or higher, hyperglycemia in other words, and then that's just the adrenal glands. So, but there's a lot of other things that come into play here, and so you want to kind of be aware of that. But I'm amazed at the people that don't know that. I mean, interesting. And another question here, Mike, is herpes and shingles, and of course shingles is just herpes attacking the myelin sheaths. Again, back to these vaccinations and back to the smallpox vaccination, which mutated into the herpes virus. Also, there's a great book called The Emerging Virus. I think that was Wallach, or I can't remember his name, but that's a good book on HIV and Ebola and things like this. We have such a, I don't know what, man, just, it's an interesting level. So I can say this, that a lot of people have went on raw foods and have tried to detoxify themselves, and with very little luck. And I can tell you that's why I like the herbs. I mean, I keep coming back to that, but I'll tell you something. Without our little sweethearts, that's we're going to be suffering, because the foods just don't have the power and the punch. Like someone was saying, the fear of hybriding these all these fruits and things, and that is a warranted fear. Anytime you hybrid, you keep weakening the strain. And of course, this is why Monsanto is going crazy with trying to stop the onslaught of parasitic invasion of the weak. Well, you can't. That's nature. We should be strengthening strands in every way we can, just like we're talking about our offspring. It's essential to do that. And we have to break that, that concept that we can attack things and that we can weaken things but then keep nature from attacking it. That kind of insanity, it's just unawareness, and it just has to change, But I would take an antiparasitic, even though this is a viral. I would still take a parasite in, which has antiviral properties, but get deeper into the lymph system and get your kidneys and adrenal glands on, and get yourself filtering better and dig deeper. Sometimes it's going to require some of these deeper fasts, and like it or not, but that's kind of the fun of it. When you change this, then that becomes fun, because it's like, I only did 3 days this time, dang it. And then next time you try 5 or 6. You don't beat yourself up too much, but I kept pushing myself, because sometimes I just, I'm a male and a farm boy, and sometimes I just couldn't do the 5 or 10 days, and then sometimes I could do 20 or 30. So it was just all in, I don't know, all in the moment type stuff. But keep working on that herpes. We have a lot of people with herpes out there, and don't feel bad about it either. Genital or whatever, simplex. It's just the nature of the human race now. We're very toxic. We're breeding grounds. We offer great culturing mediums for the microbial world, and we weaken ourselves. So we're offered a viral field day, and the viral field day isn't as great. I don't care about the bacterial day. However, it's getting to that we're so toxic and cells are so weak that it can be a feeding frenzy out there for those guys, and of course that doesn't feel so good on us. Still, we have to go back and consider causative factors. And this shingles, man, it tells you that your myelin sheaths are weak, and that's hands down adrenal gland weakness. In genetic downlines of adrenal weaknesses, you can see it in your iris here. You get rings, like if you cut a tree and you see the age rings. Well, if you look deep in your eyes and get a flashlight, or go to an ophthalmologist and get a real up-close picture of the iris, not the pupil or retina, but the iris,